Jasper indicates that you should enter before him, so you do so. Inside you find a small room filled with large painted wooden panels, a group of stuffy old men taking notes, and most noticeably, an older woman who can only be the matchmaker.
She looks frumpy.
She is frumpy. Frumpy and Frammy, we go hand in hand.
I ship it.
Yeah. Although she was small in stature, no one would ever fail to notice her. So large was her presence. Sharp emerald eyes cut into you, her wrinkled face stretched by how tightly her white hair is pulled back. Ugh. You have no idea how old she actually is. With her air of entitled age and wisdom and a sharpness only decades and decades of practice of assessing and dismissing people can make you, wouldn't be the least bit surprised if someone told you she was the same matchmaker Princess Katya had trained herself. As you stand hesitantly in the door, her sharp gaze turns into an even sharper glare. Stop dithering in a place like a silly chicken about to lose its head and come in and introduce yourself, girl. Intimidated by the fierce woman, you find yourself unable to take those steps until Jasper subtly pushes you forward. Courage failed.
No!
Well, we were never courageous. We're the worst pirates.
This is true.
Although he did his best to avoid detection, the matchmaker notices you needed an extra nudge and gives one of the note-taking men a frowning nod, and they frantically write something down. Now that you are inside the room, you remember her second directive was to introduce yourself. You know that there is a proper way to greet her, but your knowledge of etiquette is not so well ingrained that you can remember what it is while under so much pressure, etiquette fail. Since your panicked hesitation, Jasper smoothly interjects. Yeah, we are terrible at this. She hates us already.
We aren't doing well at all.
Mm-mm.
But we could talk our way out of a pirate ship.
Yeah, hoping the charisma thing comes into play, because that's all we got.
We can convince people to just give up their loot. Like, come on, man. You don't even have a name tag.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your stuff. This is Lady Fremy of Heiss, Lady Matchmaker.
The matchmaker quirks her eyebrow at one of the writing clerks, and they hasten to make a note of your breach. The matchmaker doesn't react at all to your introduction. You have the sinking feeling that she knew who you were all along. You were you were definitely not enjoying this. You are beginning to feel very much like a puppet on a string she's enjoying make dance. Her eyes turn sharp as she looks you very deliberately over, from the seams of your hem to the top of your styled hair. Let's get a look at you then. I can't remember the voice that I gave to her. Already. This is bad. Make that a puppet that she's considering buying, but finding displeasing to the eye. You have some charm and appeal, but you aren't much to look at, are you?
My game made a little dingling sound.
Mine did too. It's because we didn't fail charm.
Succeeded.
We succeeded in charm, but we failed at beauty. Jasper gives you an encouraging look in light of the matchmaker's insulting assessment. The intimidating matchmaker, catches the look and turns her sharp gaze on him, then looks at you, then looks at Jasper again. I suppose you will be wanting him to stay for your interview. You know better than to say anything, but you do shoot Jasper a pleading look. You would feel so much better knowing you had him with you. The matchmaker doesn't miss your look and shakes her head disapprovingly at you. It's a pity when a girl can't manage to stand on her own 2 feet and is always forced to depend on others. In any case, what you want doesn't matter. Your butler is not allowed to stay. You manage to bite your lip in time to keep from demanding to know why she even asked you then. The matchmaker waves Jasper away and then imperiously indicates that you should sit. You take the seat she indicates, the chair directly across from her at the small table where she has settled. Having watched you settle in, the matchmaker gives you a scornful look and sighs heavily. I suppose you have come here with your mind full of ideas of happily ever after and true love with the perfect prince. Okay, I don't think hoping for love is too much to ask for. Love has no place in alliance of state. I'm not expecting love, but I won't turn it away if I happen to find it.
I guess with us, probably the bottom one.
Yeah.
We're free, you know?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
We don't need no man, but we won't turn away no man either.
Also, the same is true of toasters.
Well, I mean...
We don't need a toaster, but I'm not going to turn a toaster down.
And toasters are hot.
But don't fork them. That can be bad.
She frowns and shakes her head. No one likes a girl too afraid to take a proper stance. Well, girl, what are you waiting for? Serve me the tea. Oh, God. She's moving too quickly for... What?
I was going to say she's the woman from Mulan.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about this the last time we recorded.
It's been like a month since we recorded.
That is very true. She's moving too quickly for you to keep up. From insult to orders and now tea. When was the last time that you had to serve tea to anyone? You can't remember. Usually that's what servants are for. She notices that her requests have flustered you, and you can hear the frantic scratching of quick against parchment as someone undoubtedly rushes to take notes on your failings, poise failure. You notice that in addition to the normal blends of tea, there's something out of place. You recognize it from one unfortunate incident during your adolescence with a particularly persistent swain. Ground benevolent root. Adding some to the tea and the person who drinks it will be in a better mood and feel more affectionate towards those around them. Side effects include painful stomach cramps the following day, however. You have the opportunity to sneak some into the Matchmaker's tea, do you? Yes, it's clear this isn't going very well. Side effects or not, you can use the help. No, basically poisoning someone into liking you isn't right.
I would say no personally, because charm, like we said, is the only thing we got. And if we're gonna fail on that...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No is better. No to the drugs.
No to drugs and poisons.
You had hoped that if she noticed your decision, she would at the very least be a little grateful that you hadn't made her sick. But no, she definitely noticed, but she doesn't seem very impressed by you. Very ethical of you, my dear, but perhaps not very wise. Others will not hesitate to take similar advantages, leaving you either behind or perhaps even dead. She breaks out into an eerie smile. Not that it matters in any case. I have developed an immunity to that particular drug. Now, serve the tea, girl. I can already see it is getting cold. Perhaps it was nerves, or more likely, just your complete lack of grace and finesse, but instead of gracefully pouring the tea in the cups, you lose your grip and send the teapot flying directly towards your lap. Grace failure.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. You aren't able to protect yourself from being soaked in tepid tea. Self-defense failure.
God damn it.
The Matchmaker gives your newly damp lap the side eye as she hands you a napkin. Again, notes are scribbled, giving a symphony to your shame. Well, no use crying over spilt tea, I suppose. Your performance thus far has not left me with much hope, but perhaps we will be granted a small miracle this morning and you will manage to surprise me. Let us see if you have any conversation. What do you talk about? We could lead with history.
We are pretty good at history. Break out the nerd glasses.
Let's go for this. We know our I almost swore. We know our stuff.
I mean, I'm okay with you swearing on my channel.
Yeah, but I'm not okay with it on mine.
I can only apologize.
What do you mean, history failure? You attempt to remember some historical information that she might find worth discussion, but under her bored stare, you find yourself mixing up facts and dates. I thought we were good at this.
Hold up.
How did we fail at history?
Knowledge. History. We've got a level 30 in warfare and a level 30 in history, and we still didn't succeed.
We're gonna fail this. Oh god, we're gonna fail everything.
Game over.
Game over, man. Game over. Alright, let's try this again. In the future, attempt not to elucidate others on your ignorance so clearly, girl. Alright, well, it doesn't even matter anymore. Let's go with academic theory, because why not? You aren't even more than a few words into your awkward attempt to discuss more academic topics before she holds up a pained hand. No, stop there. Just stop. Academics failure. Alright, politics. Let's go for it. You attempt to discuss some of the finer points of the current political situation, but your limited knowledge on the subject isn't up for the matchmaker's unimpressed scrutiny. Politics failure. If that is your understanding on the topic, forget marriage. I fear for your survival, girl. And famous wars.
Yes!
We did it! We did something right!
But it's exactly the same level as our other one.
I don't know, man. Did we miss something for history? Like, I don't even know. You jump into an animated discussion on various famous battles and strategies. Well, at least you aren't wrong about what you are talking about. It's a rather barbaric subject to discuss over tea, don't you think? Staring at you, she shakes her head disbelievingly. Honestly, child, I have no idea how someone like you was chosen to come here. There's a pause as you realize she's waiting for you to explain. You manage to give her a relatively eloquent explanation of how you were chosen for the delegation.
That's a third success.
Yep, that's sad. I suppose I shouldn't have had any hopes for a pirate. Not even—
Racist.
Yeah, not even being your father's daughter did you any good. It's a shame, but you seem singularly unimpressive, Lady Frammy. Didn't you prepare for the summit? Of course I did. I did in great detail. I thought it would be better to improvise once I got here.
We actually did prepare, though.
Yes!
We studied the book.
We did. So we studied. Well, perhaps therein lies the problem. If you prepare too much, you lack flexibility and adaptability, both very important skills. I wanted to root for you, truly I did. Jasper is a dear boy, and I had hopes that his lady would be up to par, for his sake, if nothing else. But I have to say, I find very little redeeming about you. I don't know how you expect me to recommend someone so completely unintelligent to marry, and perhaps give birth to someone important. Intelligence failure. Sad! Your complete lack of calculative intelligence can only be considered a defect when considering the demands on a lady of power. Cunning failure.
This is so horrible.
I suppose I should give you credit for not being completely uninsightful, but it's hardly some great credit. A princess, a future queen, even just a lady of stature, all must have some ability to inspire others to follow them. An ability it hardly needs to be said you completely lack. Leader failure. You might be able to trick people into following your will sometimes, which is an accomplishment, I suppose, but hardly a trait that sufficiently recommends you. You might have some practical skills, but that knowledge doesn't seem very useful for a lady who will seldom be required to do a single practical thing. And that's not even mentioning your personality. You might think you are simply logical, but to many others you appear to be cold. I'm sure I'm not the only one who finds it annoying when someone never says or does what they really mean. Being too ambitious makes you seem like a greedy cat. Having your head in the clouds means you aren't seeing reality. And I've always found blue eyes very unlucky, especially when combined with rust hair.
You leave our rust-colored
You
hair
have never
out of
met
this.
anyone as beautiful as we are, alright? And we can change our eye color at will, because we draw them on. Okay?
This is true, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. We are Slender Woman.
That's it, rust-colored eyes happening now.
That's it, yep, that's it. It's done. In short, I don't feel confident making a match or recommending you for anyone. The further time spent together would be a waste of time. You should go. The matchmaker nods at some of her assistants, and they leap up to open the heavy doors. You manage to walk out, instead of run, and with your head held high, instead of in furious tears, so at least you can take some small comfort in having more dignity than your predecessor. In one small mercy, Jasper seems to correctly assess the situation with a simple glance, so you don't have to tell him just how badly you have just performed. Wind and sea, that was stifling. If that's the sort of thing that proper people do and the way they are judged, you are rather happy that you were never the proper sort in the first place. Still, you can't help but feel the itching desire to now prove her wrong on all counts. Too bad it would probably be frowned about to challenge her to a duel, or a ship race, or a drinking contest. It would be fun to see her fail at something. Jasper appears to have some sort of butlery magic, for not only does he seem to know exactly what happened, but also he has sensed your pensive mood, and you make a silent trip back to your room, during which you can collect your thoughts. Rhea looks up eagerly and Sarah reluctantly. Seeing the expression on Jasper and your faces, theirs darken in return. But Rhea is disappointed only a moment. Soon she perks up and reassures you with a bright smile. Don't worry, Lady Frammy. The Matchmaker doesn't really like anyone, and she's especially hard on people she's just met. She's famous for making people cry. Sarah looks at Jasper thoughtfully, as if asking in silent servant speak just how bad it was. It is not easy, but she has been known to change her mind if you can impress her again during your second interview in a few weeks. We have some time to improve you before then. Apparently, she got her answer.
It will require hard work, Lady Fremy, but we will do our utmost to assist you and to make sure you shine as brightly as you can.
You aren't sure if that's a testament of their faith in you, or an insulting look on how they think you are now. In either case, you have just had your first real taste of failure. If you are smart and hardworking, you might make it so you never have another.